our producer.
Woo!
And let's see, Yolanda Avery.
Yay!
She's going to be coming in. Linda Bradshaw, who played Millie. Nancy Gray, who played Abby. Linda Donovan, who played Brenda.
What?
Chris Powell, who played Yvonne.
What's up?
Who played Suzanne. Michelle Sherrill, who played Betty. And Matthew Jones, who played Kingpin Kate. So we're going to do a few questions here, and then we're going to open it up for some Q&A from the audience. So I wanted to start with Mehul, and I wanted to find out what was it that made Yolanda's script so special, and how did you find it, and why did you pick it?
Oh, that's a long story. So this is going to sound cheesy, but I was really upset after the election results a few years back, and I just felt this need to create something that's fun and happy, and just kind of put my mind at ease in a little bit, and just forget and have a good time. And so we scoured for quite some time to find a script that I felt really touched me and really loved the characters. And so Yolanda had her script on a site called Blacklist, and so that script just, I don't know, she was the first time screenwriter, and she did an amazing job, and I loved the script. I read it, and it made me laugh and cry, and it was fantastic. And I think it was literally the last day, she wasn't going to renew her membership, so I literally emailed her the last day, before she was about to take it off, so luckily I got her before it was going to go away, and I loved it, and she loved working together, and we had a great time, and it was amazing. It's been a great experience.
Well, Yolanda, let's go to you next. This was, as Mehul just mentioned, this was your first screenplay. So tell us, what was it that inspired you to create this story and these characters, and how was it to see your idea up on screen?
First of all, it was amazing. These ladies, wow. You guys did an amazing job. You did everything that I dreamed and wrote. And I just had to say thank you. And you, man, oh my God, you just were, it came to me as a dream. Normally I have weird dreams, and I tell my husband, oh, I just had a dream. I think it could be a movie, because I see the beginning, the middle, the end, and the colors, and I'm living it. And he's like, well, what did you eat last night? So I told him, I said, well, you know what, the next dream I have, I'm gonna write it down. So I put a notebook beside my bed, and I had this crazy dream 2 weeks later. And I woke up, I was like, oh my God, women selling marijuana. Older women selling, nobody would see it coming. And after I just saw it in my head, it took me 2 weeks to write this script, because I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating. Was I cooking? I don't even think I was cooking. They used to eat fast food. And I just put it together because I had to get it out. And as I just saw it, I saw the characters, and I started thinking about experiences that I've lived, people that I've worked with, I know. And I was like, the people I know have some amazing stories that need to be shared. And I wanted to touch on areas that were not being looked at in Hollywood. I wanted to show the middle-aged women acting, because they were not putting them in the screen. I wanted to show women, because before it became a women's movement, I started writing this script for 2014. So the women movement was not out there. And as Mehul and them was producing it, production and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, now it's becoming important. But I just wanted to do something fun. I wanted to touch on different social issues, such as the cancer, how they are against marijuana. I just wanted to put so much of it, because I wanted people to acknowledge that it's not negative. There wasn't anything negative about the movie. It was like everyone that saw it could probably relate to one character situation in that movie.
Thank you. So, Mabel, I have another question for you. What were some of the challenges that you and Monty faced bringing Nana's Secret Recipe to the screen?
We don't have enough time for that. So, making a feature film, I think, you saw how many people stood up at the beginning. So it's a huge movement of people that we have. So we had an amazing cast and crew. Finding the right actresses to play these roles was really key, and we scoured all through Texas. A film is only as good as its villains, and I think Michelle and Matt did an amazing job. So that was. I watched pretty much every person's audition tape, and I knew that they were that character. So it actually felt like the universe was sort of telling me this is working, it's going to happen. And with our crew as well, DP, makeup, wardrobe, everything, it worked out so beautifully. And shooting locally in Austin, and the bakery is actually a huge character in the film, and finding a bakery that's going to let you shoot for 12, 13 hours a day during their holiday time. Kelly Moore was our amazing savior for that. Thank you so much, Kelly. I don't know, you're somewhere. There you are. So she was huge. She's so supportive of us. She let us come in when they were really busy during their holiday season, so thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without you guys. So, yeah.
So, Monty, question for you. So, you have worked with Mayhole in the past, and so how many films is this?
This is our third together, but we've been doing this, 15 years we've been working together, so.
So, I think that one of the things that I discovered on set, and the rest of the cast and crew for sure discovered it, is that you were Mayhole's right-hand woman, and you were right there next to him the entire time, and you two seemed to have this shorthand, this verbal shorthand, that he would start a sentence, she would finish it, and none of us would understand anything that they said, and they'd go, yes, okay, we got it, and they'd just move on. So I kind of wanted to know, how have you developed such a strong bond between the two of you, and how do you think it helped in the production?
Well, it helps that I like the guy, so that's a thing. But I just think it's because we just kind of like the same things, and we want to make the same type of products. So that's the script we both fell in love with, and I think we just have this thing where we know what we like and we won't like, and we just kind of click, and it's kind of hard to find that, hence we've been doing this for 15 years, and so after that you kind of know each other's sentences, and you can figure out what they want, we don't want, and it just worked out really well. If we didn't, if we weren't so close, I don't think it would happen. So I'm really happy to be working with him, and we're really excited that we were able to put this all together, because like he said, it was tough, but I think it just everything fell in place, everything just luckily, the cast, the crew, and then everybody that helped, which, so.
Great. Linda and Cinda. Next questions are for the two of you.
What was the Clinda
The
part?
Clinda, I don't know. We're Clinda. Yeah, that's right. So, what drew each of you to this project?
Actually, do you remember beautiful little Cynthia Frey, the first woman with the scarf? She and I we're taking acting lessons with Carol Hickey Studios, and she's the one that sent me the information about the audition, and she said, you should try this, and I thought, oh my gosh, what a funny concept. I've done a lot of theater, but I had never done film before, and I had never been cast on a taped audition before, so I knew it wasn't going to work. So I did it and sent it in, and thank you. It was just amazing. But I think it was the comedy and just the great writing and the chance to do some film.
Yeah. I mean, I was drawn to Brenda. I went and did the tape, the videotape, and did it over and over and over again. I was going, I think I could be funnier. And I kept on going and kept on going. And I was just drawn to Brenda. I was just drawn to her. So this was just a great concept. And I have dealt with weed before, and I knew. not there. So I was just like, that's just me.
You know, that didn't come out when we were on set. This was method acting, right? So Nancy and Trish, next question for the two of you. Do you think, are the characters that you played like you at all in real life? And if so, how or why not?
No. But there are elements. I think that I'm the no-nonsense one. Yeah, so there were, I relished that part. Let me tell you about it. Yeah, I liked that part of it. Trish.
Just like Linda said, I said, no, Linda.
Right on.
Millie. I sent a tape in, and I was drawn to that role of Yvonne because Yvonne's more to me than I am of her. I mean, and the car part, my husband in the movie is my real husband. So, yes, he's my actual husband. And the audition tape was him. I mean, and it was just perfect. You know, I could say the stars lined up and I got a lucky break, but I'm just thankful for the grace that me who chose me for Yvonne. Yvonne is me, I'm Yvonne. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, Nancy had something else she wanted to say.
I didn't like that question.
So take another one, sister.
So I'll just make up my own. No, I was going to follow what they said too. What attracted me to this role and why I even auditioned for this. I had never auditioned for a film before. I had done acting way back in my 20s and leading up to that point, and then hadn't done anything for like 20 some odd years when my children grew up. And they all went to college and left me at home. And I just started thinking, well, maybe I could do this. So I was reading casting notices. Like, I'd read the casting notices, but I wouldn't do anything about it. I was just like, like online dating, but never actually doing it. Just reading the casting notices. And then I saw this casting notice for this character with 5 women characters that were my age range. Right. Oh, that is rare.
Oh, yeah. Strong women.
Strong women that are of this age. And I was like, well, what the heck? So I had nothing to lose. So I had never taken an audition before. I had never done that before. And we kind of did it on the lark of, oh, well, it'll be fun just to do this. So little baby steps. And when I got an email saying I was being considered for this role, you couldn't pick me up off the floor. Yeah. So I thank Maple very much for taking the chance.
Yeah.
And thank you, Yolanda.
Yeah.
Charlotte, okay, I'll give you the choice of your question since Nancy didn't like the question I asked her. Either what drew you to the role, or what did you like the most and the least about your character?
Well, actually, I wanted to be Cinda. I wanted to be Cinda. and I that character.
She's the brains of the group.
And I sent that a friend of mine sent me Mahol's request for auditions, and she said, Charlotte, you really need to do this. And so I thought I could be that person, who is a brilliant director and casting person, asked me to read for Suzanne. And so I did. And after he offered me the role, then I read the whole script. And so I sent him an email back and I said, I would really like to play this role. However, I'm not going to shave my head. And if that precludes me being in it, and Mehul is brilliant because he found Rachel wherever she is.
Rachel James, our makeup person, who made Charlotte bald.
Who kept me from having to shave my head, because in the end, I think any of us would have probably done anything he asked us to do. So then, what actually drew me to that role after I read it all was the idea of the friends and the friendship between all of these women, even this one.
Oh.
So the idea of the friendship and that people would give up so much of themselves for another person, and I thought, Yolanda, this is such